Hey, I'm Michael Buffington, and welcome back to today's show. I want to jump right in today with something that I know is going to be controversial, and it's why I use PEDs. Yeah, and I'm going to kind of reverse this for a moment. And here in the show, I'm going to tell you exactly what I do and why I do it and the results of it. So I get these questions, and I've gotten more lately for whatever reason because I really stepped up the PED use for a lot of different ways, and I'll get into that. And it's like, hey man, what are you doing? And that could be somebody in a meeting, that a business meeting, that asked me that. That could be somebody at a restaurant. That could be somebody in practice. That could be a lot of different people. But I'll get that random person like, hey man, what are you doing? What are you eating? What are you taking? How long have you done this for? Like all these questions that will circulate around it. Like, how do you keep all this going and have multiple businesses? What about this business? What's it doing? How long have you been married for? How old are your kids? Like this constant barrage of questions. And I honestly first ask myself when I get those questions, why are they asking? And so I don't know about you. I was raised a little bit differently than some because I just never asked those types of things other than with people that I knew and already had a relationship with. Now, I'm not saying it's good or bad. I grew up with kind of this, bad taste in my mouth about it where, you didn't ask people certain things. I'd be like, you didn't ask them what they paid for the house. You didn't ask them what they paid for their car. You didn't, I guess these things were often around money and that could be its own thing. But it was like, you just don't ask those kind of questions. It's not polite. It's not appropriate, whatever label you would put on it. So I kind of grew up under that framework, if you will. Now, some of you may have grown up the entirely different way. Like you'll ask anybody anything at any time, not give a shit. Like you don't care. You don't have to know them. It could be a stranger on the street. And I've had people walk up to me and ask the most random thing out of the blue. And this is what I'm always asking myself when they do this, just like when everybody's asking me, like, hey, what are you taking? Is do they really want to know? Do you really want to know? Like, does somebody really want to know? Or is it just kind of a bitchy way that they're asking, right? They're like, oh, what are you taking? Like, you must be taking something, or must be nice. It kind of goes along with that same phrase of must be nice. Whenever somebody wants something you've got, but they're unwilling to do what you've done, that's the irony in that one. So, is it just a way of creating conversation? I don't know. And if you know, please reach out to me, DM me, email me, Michael at drmichaelbuffington.com, and let me know what you think it is. I'm serious about this. You could comment below this podcast depending on what platform you're watching this, or if you're watching it on YouTube and seeing the video. Please comment. I'd be interested to know because here's what happens, and what I want to go to is here's what happens when I don't use PEDs. Okay, my fitness goes down. My overall health and what I would call my vitality, my well-being goes down. I don't feel as good. Kind of heads in a direction I don't like. I don't feel like I'm my most sharp. I'm not my confidence, my clarity, my certainty. Everything goes along with that. My decision making can be impacted. The way I show up in meetings, the way I show up for my family, the way I show up with my spouse, the way I show up. Period. Just doesn't seem to have it. Like there's even my connection to God, my faith walk, my engagement in that, my daily prayer can lose a little bit of its luster, if you will. A little bit of the connection that I want and the connection that I expect almost, and the connection even that I've had at times in my life just is not there. Even my marriage, like relationships with my kids may get a little wonky or not seem like they're on point. Relationship with my wife can drift, and that's a word I'll use often. It's going to drift away. Like it's not bad. We're still great partners. We're still good friends, but it doesn't have the spark. It doesn't have the same fire within it. And I don't. Hey, I've been together 27, almost 28 years, coming up on 28 years, and all but 5 of those married. So it's one of those things that I don't have unrealistic expectations. All right. It's not the same all the time, different seasons, different stuff, different responsibilities, different demands. However, you know the difference. And if you've been in a relationship for any time, when I'm talking about that, whether it's your kids or your spouse, you know what I'm talking about. Like you can just feel it. As a matter of fact, talking to all my chiros on here, that like you can feel it with patients, right? Sometimes everything's going great. Sometimes you almost know what to do without even knowing why you know how to, what to do. And they know without you telling them. It's this crazy thing, that happens in practice where everything is in sync. You're in line with the universe. People are getting well. Everybody's happy. The team is on point. All those. Who in here has experienced that in business, right? I sure hope you have in your practice. If you haven't, we should talk. But if you have, you don't want to let go of that feeling. But when you don't have that feeling, you know it. Like you can feel it. You can tell it all the time. And that drift occurs. So really at this point, it's, I think everybody just wonders, just like they do when they come up and talk to me. It's like, hey, really? So what PEDs are you taking? What are you taking? And when I say PEDs, here's what I'm talking about. No. After all this, some people are like, holy cow, really, Michael? Michael, with people that have known me over the years, like, Michael's taking PEDs? Are you kidding me? Michael? Like, really? Seriously? Buffington's taking PEDs? No. PEDs for me are this. Write this down. Performance Enhancing Discipline. Yeah, I take that every day. Performance Enhancing Discipline. So what am I taking? I'm taking very specific things that I do each and every day. Now, let's reel it back in here for just a second. Do I take supplements? You know I do. Because if I broke this out into a framework that I was trained on, that I train and we do at an elite level and Game Changer. So our personal operating system, a small piece of our personal operating system within that is Core 4. And if you've never heard of Core 4, I'm going to tell it to you right now. Because I'm going to, as I promised, tell you exactly what my PEDs are. And it's around 4 containers of body, being, balance, and business. So let's dive into body for a moment. And I'm going to give you very high level. I'm going to do this quickly. I'm not going to do this broad, like this long, drawn-out thing. Now, if you want a little more information on it, hit me up. If you want, I can even send you a PDF that breaks it out clearly for you. I'm happy to send it to you. Because what I know is this can change your life. This can alone change your business. And it's just the tip of the iceberg of really what we do. But here it is. Like, fitness. Are you working out? Are you training? Are you moving your body? Are you doing anything, besides walking to the coffee pot and back, or walking to the refrigerator and back, or whatever, the snack tray? No. Are you doing some level of fitness? It could be push-ups. It could be sit-ups. It could be air squats. It could be a full-on gym workout. You could have a trainer. I'm not even talking about the level, but do you do fitness? Fuel. Are you putting good stuff in your body? Like, yes, it could be a green juice, but more importantly, what if it's supplementation? Because you can't get everything you need from the foods. Like, bottom line, just can't. Talk to the experts. I wouldn't even call myself an expert in that area, even though I have a lot of expertise there. Ask them. They know in today's world, you can't eat what you need to take in. So are you supplementing? And are you getting the right foods? Are you really, instead of foods, is it fuel? And is it something that you would put, like, think of it like gas. Would you put water in your car and expect it to run down the road? No. So would you put junk in your body and then expect your body to perform? No, it won't. So that's the part around fitness, around your body, fitness, and the fuel that you put in. Being. What is being? That's about you. That's about your connection to God. That's connection in the universe. I don't know what you subscribe to. I don't know what your belief is, but here's what I know. There's something bigger than me. Okay? In my case, it's Christianity. So, but whatever it is, there is something bigger than me. There is something bigger than you. Got it. Believe it. It is. It happens. Law of the universe. It's all there. So in that, are you meditating? Are you just taking a moment to meditate? Every single day. Meditation, right? I'm not talking about any kind of spiritual meditation necessarily. I'm talking about, it could be prayer. Meditation, prayer is a form of meditation. It could be a shift move. It could be something how you move your body. It's something simple and easy. But are you taking that time to reset yourself? Morning, maybe middle afternoon, maybe at night, whenever you do it. Are you doing that? And are you taking memoirs? When you do those things hit your brain and come out of your subconscious to your conscious mind. Are you documenting? Are you writing that down? Are you putting in the notes of your phone? Are you keeping a journal? Are you writing a diary? Are you doing any of those things? That matters. Third piece, in your balance. Balance, which isn't always balance. It's about harmony. That's with your spouse and your kids. Like, are you constantly affirming them? And not just in a silly affirmation way. Like, you send them notes. You let them know you care about them. Are you send them the text, send them the Snapchat, send them the, whatever it is, like get into their world, whoever that is. I know that's originally how I got on Snapchat. Not because I wanted to be on Snapchat. And honestly, I don't snap. I don't snap a lot. My teenager's like, Dad, just snap me. I'm like, but what I did for a period of time is I got on Snapchat, not because I gave a shit about Snapchat. Sorry, but I didn't. I'm older, right? I'm a Facebook guy. Facebook, which is funny. You may see me on Facebook. I can gravitate into Instagram and YouTube, but right, it's also generational. They don't do much of that. They're snapping this and Discord that and everything else. But I got on Snapchat just to try to communicate in their world. Now, wife, it could be a simple text. Maybe it'd be a Voxer. Leave her a message. It could be a voice note. It could be a lot of things. Could be a handwritten note. Do a lot of those. Really prefer a lot of that. Could be so many things. But are you communicating with those that you care about in your circle, your inner circle, your family, whether that's your immediate family or even your extended family out to your siblings? And then business, okay? So that's the part of balance. The business part is simply, are you learning? I say it all the time on here. I'll say it at the end of this podcast today. Are you learning daily? So do you learn something? Do you discover something? And then are you declaring it out? Are you teaching it to somebody? Are you sharing it with someone? Are you talking to your team about it? Are you talking to a patient about it? Are you letting them know and sharing that information? Because it does two things. One, it helps them. But also, when you speak it out of your mouth, one of the reasons I do this podcast, not just to help you, and I sure hope it does, and I hope you share this up, and I hope it matters to you, but I do it for me too. Because when I speak it, I own it more. I own it more when I speak it. And guess what I then have to do? I have to live by it more. So today, when I'm talking to you about performance enhancing discipline, I'm going to level up my performance enhancing discipline because I don't want to be a fraud. I'm not going to tell you one thing I don't do. And that's exactly why I could be here in the podcast that I shot before this, talking about the 1,100 lessons in my life was related to that. It was related to that very thing. It helps me show up. So discover, declare. That's the business piece. Now, that right there is your core four. That right there is your performance enhancing discipline. Is there more? Of course there's more. There's a lot of things that you can do beyond daily on a weekly, on a monthly, on a quarterly basis, even an annual basis that we do. We do that as part of the Game Changer personal operating system. It is there for you. But I can tell you this, if you just do this part, it will change the game for you. Just this part by itself. And I just gave it to you. That's all you have to do. If you want more detail, I'll send it to you. But you got to reach out to me. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you need. But you got to reach out to me. So email me, Michael at DrMichaelBuffington.com. DM me if we're friends on Facebook or try to request being friends on Facebook. Do whatever. Connect with me. I will handle it. I will send it to you in a PDF form so you can read on it, understand it a little bit more. But the bottom line is reading it, understanding it, even listening today won't matter if you don't do it, if you don't take action. So do this for 30 days. That's what I ask of you. Just 30 days. If you do this for 30 days, I will guarantee, I can't guarantee your money back because there's no money exchange here. Or I would put my money on the table. And I guess I could offer to pay you, but I'm not going to do that either. Because what I learned a long time ago, I will only invest in other people what they're willing to invest in themselves. And it's also one reason that I don't have a lot of trouble when I ask patients, when I ask people to pay me for coaching and consulting, because I have paid so many coaches and consultants over the years, every one of them worth it for various reasons, because I believe in that. And that caused me to level up my investment. And just like when around my fitness, and why I would have coaches in fitness, and I would have coaches in business, and I would have coaches in the form of counseling for marriage and relationships, and I would have tied to a church because I attend and I learn there. I pay for coaches because it causes me to have these performance enhancing disciplines in my life every single day. And I know that the results of that is going to allow me to impact more people. And I know the results of you doing this for this period of time will have a massive impact on people. So learn daily, live fully, lead boldly, and never forget you are your legacy. I'll see you next time.